Hello, it's late Tuesday afternoon, and normally by now I would have already made my vlog for the day, but not today, because today I have been, well, I've left the homestead today. Mr. J and I have been to Cardiff, which is the capital city of Wales, to visit some new friends. And now we're back, and the chickens have sort of looked at me as though to say, "Where have you been all day?" And the ducks looked at me very disapprovingly. It's really, really nice to go out and do stuff that's just a bit different, and the change from the everyday pattern of the homestead. But it's also really nice to come home, cup of tea. And these new friends are a couple who vlog on a regular basis, and it was really interesting to go and chat with them and look at their setup. And it was also really nice to exchange some ideas. So obviously there's been almost no activity on the homestead today. Ducks look fine, chickens look fine, chicks look fine. The only thing is, it does seem very quiet. Since Elvis has gone, there is a distinct lack of crowing outside. Now this is not because Big White doesn't crow, he certainly does, but when there were the two of them, one would start and the other one would reply, and then they'd go again, and it was like they were having a crow off. Who could crow the loudest for the longest? And they'd do this 2 or 3 times a day. And now, obviously, when Big White crows, he hasn't got Elvis answering him. So the bouts of crowing, the length of and the repetitiveness and the incessant crowing seems to have stopped. What he doesn't realise is out in the duckling pen, which obviously hasn't got ducklings in it, it's got chicks in it. There are a whole number of boys out there, and some of them we're growing on. So the copper blue Moran boy is being grown on to keep here to live with the Moran girls, and they're not copper blue Moran, they're copper black Moran, but that's fine. I only want them for the colour of their eggs. I'm not worried about breeding them. Absolutely true to breed, because I won't be selling the chicks. It's literally just for me to have those lovely rich dark brown eggs. And there are several light Sussex boys. Now they won't all be kept. I'll be keeping one of them to have a small breeding flock with I think it's 3 girls, 3 young girls out there, and we've got 1 adult light Sussex girl over in Elvis's flock. I wonder how long I'll call it that. Anyway, over in that flock. So there'll be 4 girls, maybe 5, and whichever little boy we select to live with them, and they'll just live as a small breeding flock together. And then there is also an Indian game bird, male and female, in that batch of babies. And we were going to cross the Indian game with the light Sussex to try and get a good meat bird. So those 2 will be staying. As yet I haven't worked out who will be with them. I'll worry about that when we get to it, because we're a good way away from that yet. But there will be plenty more boys to have a crow off with before too very long. In the comments of yesterday's vlog, somebody mentioned the flowers that were behind us in the kitchen. So I'm just going to tell you about them a little bit. These are some very lovely roses, which my next door neighbour brought round. And these were a happy Easter gift. And again, I will be taking cuttings from these, just as I did with the last bouquet. And if you haven't seen the episode where I try and take rose cuttings from a bouquet, I'll leave the link up there. And the other flowers were, look at this, how beautiful are these? This is an orchid. I'll try and hold it still long enough for it to focus. Aren't they pretty? So this orchid plant, what a gem it's been. Last year Mr J and I went to our local DIY superstore and they happened to be giving away a whole load of plants that were way past their best and kind of looked like they were dying. And apparently they should have thrown them in the bin, but a member of staff said they're way too nice to just throw away. So they were offering them to members of the public free to see if they wanted to try and revive them. Well, yes, I took quite a lot of plants. There are some really pretty white alpine type campanulas, and this had 2 or 3 flowers on the stem that were just going over, so they were kind of, you know, past their best. I brought it home, I watered it, I put it on the side in the kitchen, and I kind of forgot about it. And it did a couple more blooms, but not much. And then after about 3 months, I thought, oh, I haven't watered it. So I gave it a little bit of water and promptly forgot it again. So I think in the year or so since we've had it, I think I've watered it 3, maybe 4 times. But it has rewarded me with a new flush of very, very beautiful blooms. I'm delighted. For a free plant, it has given me an awful lot of pleasure. So the rest of my day today is going to be taken up with preparing food for our supper, getting the animals to bed. Although we noticed last night, it was 8:10 before I went out to put the animals to bed. So those evenings are definitely getting longer. I wish they'd get warmer, but they are getting longer, which is a start. So do some food, put the animals to bed, and so somewhere in the middle of that, I need to edit some video that I took today while I was in Cardiff, and obviously edit this vlog. But also, I need to make some time today to sit and watch some other people's channels. There are several channels that I like to catch up on at least once a week, dip into 2 or 3 episodes. And then there are also episodes from close friends who I watch every day, and if I do miss out, then obviously I catch up the next day. So there will be a little bit of YouTube viewing going on. Because I'm this side of the camera every day, I also like to spend a little bit of time on the other side of the camera as a viewer, and seeing what other people are up to and celebrating in their successes, and being supportive in whichever way is appropriate if they have got unsuccesses, learning points, let's not call them failures, but if other people are going through stuff, a quick word of support doesn't cost anything, but can actually mean an awful lot to somebody else. Tomorrow I'll be back out on the homestead with chickens, with ducks, getting on with plants, doing more stuff in the annual vegetable garden, just as long as the rain stays off long enough for me to do that. And if it's not raining, hurrah, I'll take you with me and you can come and see what I'm up to. And so, wherever you are in the world and whatever you've got planned for today, I hope it's a good one. And I also hope you can join me again tomorrow.